We're talking carpet cleaning, and a lot of us have stains, or are they stains or are they spots? And that's a question that's come across my desk. So I've asked the carpet cleaning expert here on the program from Safe and Soft Carpet Cleaning, Erik Olson, to join me to answer that question. Hi, Erik. How are you?
Great, Joe. How are you?
I'm living the dream, my friend. Okay, so are these interchangeable? A stain and a spot?
A lot of times we use them interchangeably, right? Just in our daily conversation, but in the carpet cleaning world, they're quite different. When we when and I learned this just through going through different certifications, different instructors. And the easiest way that you understand the difference between a spot and a stain is down in it. The stain is usually set, right? It's much harder to get out of the carpet unless you're using like some sort of specialty cleaner or spot remover, where you have to have a chemical reaction and a change in order to remove that spot. And a spot is on it. So spots come out, stains not always. And again, that depends on how deeply embedded that stain is, where it's what we call a color correction. If you have like a red dye stain from Kool-Aid or wine or something like that, that is a stain, and it's not a spot, because even after we clean it, that spot's not coming out. However, we do have red dye removers that can actually remove those stains, but that's a chemical reaction. We're changing the color of that spot. Or I'm sorry, see, I changed you get those two mixed up, but we're changing the color of that stain. Whereas a spot, most often spots are like a grease or an oil or a sticky soil, things that we track in food we drip on the floor, and those usually release or come out with just a standard cleaning, or a generic spot remover. But stains are down in it. When you look at a stain, it's spelled STAIN. So there's the IN at the end, in it. A stain is in it, and a spot, you spell spot SPOT. So the OT stands for on it. If that kind of makes sense. So spots on it, and a stain is in it. Stains are harder to come out. Spots are easier to come out.
And a stain is staying.
That's right.
More likely. So
very good. Yep.
So Erik, would you say that then a spot is like a blemish, but a stain is like a scar? It could be there forever.
Yes, that's actually a pretty good analogy. But there are ways that you can remove stains, especially if they're organic stains. We can use oxidizers, like peroxide and UV lights that can actually help change the color of those stains so that they're not visible to the eye and be removed. It just takes a lot more work and specific chemistry in order to remove those. So yeah, but spots, those are much easier to take out. In fact, most of the time, for every job that we go on, we give our clients a free spot remover. It says spot remover. And so that spot remover is for those in-between cleanings that you can use to blot up and remove those spots. Whereas it doesn't cover everything. People will try it on something, they're like, it didn't take this out. Well, most likely that's a stain, and we'll have to treat that specially, uniquely, in order for that to be removed, if we can remove it.
Okay, so if you've got a spot or a stain or don't know which, then call Erik Olson and his team over at Safe and Soft Carpet Cleaning. Erik, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Joe.
All of Erik's information is located in the description of this podcast.